You are sitting at the dinner table. Your family is right there. Everyone is talking. Someone is laughing at something. The room is full and warm and loud. And you are completely alone. Not physically, but in a way that is much harder to explain than physical distance ever could be. You smile when you are supposed to smile. You laugh when the moment calls for it. You answer questions and pass the food and do everything a present person does. But something in you is sitting very far away from all of it, watching it happen, unable to get inside it. And the most frightening part? The people who love you most are sitting right there. And they have no idea. Psychology has a name for this. And once you understand what is actually happening inside you, you will finally stop wondering if something is wrong with you. 1. Your nervous system learned that connection was not always safe. Think about the relationships that shaped you earliest. Were they consistent? Were they a place you could fully show up and be received? Or did you learn somewhere along the way that being truly seen came with a cost? That opening up led to disappointment. That needing people made you vulnerable in ways that did not always end well. Because if that is what you learned, your nervous system made a quiet decision. Stay close enough to feel less alone, but never close enough to get hurt. And now you sit at tables full of people who genuinely love you. And something invisible keeps you just far enough away that the love cannot fully land. Not because you do not want it, because some part of you learned not to trust that it would stay. 2. You are speaking a language nobody around you seems to understand. This is the loneliness nobody talks about. It is not about being ignored. It is not about being disliked. It is about being surrounded by people who care about you but cannot quite reach you. Because the things that matter most to you, the questions you lie awake with, the feelings you cannot put into words, the way you experience the world at a depth most people do not naturally go to. None of that comes up at the dinner table. And so you sit in the conversation that is happening on the surface, while the real you waits quietly underneath for someone to notice there is more down there. Most people never do. And that gap between who you are and who gets to show up in most of your relationships is where the loneliness lives. 3. You give more than you receive, and you have never said that out loud. You are the one who remembers. You are the one who checks in. You are the one who shows up when things fall apart. And the people around you love you for it. But they rarely do it back. Not because they are unkind, but because you are so good at not needing things that nobody realizes you do. You made yourself easy to be around by making yourself easy to overlook. And now you sit in rooms full of people who would do anything for you if they knew what you needed. But they do not know, because you never showed them. And showing them feels more frightening than the loneliness. 4. The loneliness is not about the people. It is about the distance between who you are and who you let them see. This is the one that changes everything. Most people experiencing this kind of loneliness spend years assuming the wrong people are around them. That they need different friends, a better partner, a more understanding family. But the research tells a different story. Psychologists studying belonging and connection consistently find that the loneliest people are not the ones with the fewest relationships. They are the ones with the largest gap between their public self and their private self. The more you hide, the lonelier you feel. Even in a full room, even with people who love you, the loneliness is not a sign that you are with the wrong people. It is a sign that the right people have not yet been allowed to meet the real you. Here is what I want you to sit with. The version of you that sits quietly at the edge of rooms, that smiles and performs and does everything right, and still feels completely unreachable. That version of you is not broken. They are protected. They learned to stay at a distance because closeness once felt dangerous, or because nobody ever showed them that being fully known could be safe. But here is what is also true. The loneliness you feel is not proof that you cannot be reached. It is proof that you have not yet let yourself be. And that is not a permanent condition. That is just where you are right now. And somewhere in your life, there is probably already someone who would lean in if you let them. Who would stay if you showed them what staying actually means to you. The room does not have to stay loud and distant forever. Sometimes it just takes one honest moment to change the entire temperature of it. If this felt like it described something you have never been able to explain, subscribe. This channel exists for exactly that. See you next Sunday.